It's Pops and Garrett, Third Gen Aquatics. We are looking at my 4,700 gallon pond in the backyard. Start off with the fish, the koi, and the waterfall here. Upper pond, which is more of a bog filter setup, and then I do have a filter up top that is the biomedia and stuff all on the inside fills up and then spills out into the top bog. I'm going to walk around this, then we'll set up and do our normal team effort conversations we do once a week.
It's neat too how the fish follow you as well.
They do, yeah. They know where their meals come from, and it's usually your mother. Yeah, she loves to feed them, and they follow her around, which I do think is hilarious. I watch them sometimes on the.
I don't know if we can pick that up. That white and black koi is beautiful.
Yeah, the sail actually helps a lot with the glare too.
Right.
So.
Right there, that fish is beautiful. Beautiful fish.
We have quite a few big ones in here. They're a little more gray, so.
Decent size.
Yeah, that guy was one of our first big ones that we got. Then we got a couple other. So they're a little bit more difficult to see until they come up to the top, but they are significantly larger than the rest.
Maybe we can even just get a little bit of a in-depth shot back here a bit. I mean, this is no small setup. Like this
No.
Is
well, you go up there and stand next to it, and you're 6 foot or 6'1", whatever.
So it's a big pond, guys.
Yeah.
It's a big pond. So all him built by Pops over here himself.
Yeah. I had a tree here that went bad, died on me, so I was digging out the roots and the trunk and stuff, and decided, you know what, I really want a pond. That's the second tree you ran into.
Yeah.
You ran into the other one over there, and we got rid of that one. So we have it's a flower shop / bar area here. My wife wanted, and what she wants I make. So, actually she was saying about, oh, it'd be really nice to have a pond. So that's what kind of became this. I always have more of an urgency of it when she wants it. We'll get across the stones here. And then this is the upper filter box waterfall station. A lot of driftwood. And these driftwood pieces are, I mean, they're 6, 8 inches long, or 8 feet long. Very large pieces of driftwood that we get from a driftwood lady that we know, and have gotten all of them from all of my fish tanks and things too. We do have, yeah, in Hanover. We do have the swing with the Polly's Island swing on it, and this waterfall rock area, which has been, and I'm feeding this with a fairly slow pump because I didn't want to have anything overflow, but we had to do something with the area, and it's building up a lot of good beneficial bacteria, and like the algae will help scrub the water too, clear up a lot of nitrates.
It looks great. Like I feel like it ties in very nicely.
Yeah, I almost feel like that. Like we almost need like a drone shot,
That would be cool.
Yeah, we'll get like a look. Here we are. We're above the water. Hopefully my phone doesn't fall in. That would suck. All right, now we'll continue today's show with a conversation.
Oh no.
That didn't work. Yeah.
But so as we got a nice little tour of the pond here, yeah, props to this guy. Crazy what he can do. All kinds of things. He's done all kinds of projects for me. You guys have seen already, and now some of the things he's been doing for himself and for mom. So
Yeah.
it's really, really neat. And I'm excited, honestly, to see how the fish do, like breeding and with growing and such like that. I'm excited to see.
We do have some babies in here
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Now, this is the first year that we've had like a full stocking of fish. Last year, I built the pond in 2024, and I expanded it a little bit at the beginning of this year. But over the winter time, the fish that I had, most of them were comets at the time, the little like feeder fish you get at Petco and stuff. But I wanted some movement and some color, and mom wanted some movement and color, and they've really grown up nicely.
yeah.
But this is the first year that we've really gotten a good bit of koi in here. So that came from Grady actually found
Yeah.
his girlfriend's friend of the family kind of thing. Found a guy with like a 5 acre pond, and he was just like cast netting these things out. Like, I mean, just him and his granddaughter were just throwing the cast net in there and pulling out, you know, full of koi. And I forget what, I think it was $20 a piece.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, for koi that typically go for 100, $200.
Yeah.
I got it for $20 a piece. Now that was any size too, so you could have some that were fairly small that were like super colorful. But for me, I mean, even a 4 inch koi was still going for a considerable amount of money, $20, $25 a piece at the stores. So
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
yep,
Very calming atmosphere.
yeah, I love it. I think it's great. And the waterfall sounds, which might not pick up too much on the microphones because we're over here with the mics on and the phone's over there. I don't think it's going to pick up much on that. It might. I don't know.
Just a little bit, I would think, of anything.
Yeah.
But
But I do. I love the sounds of it, and I love sitting out here. And this year really took off with like the plants, the fish, the um, aquascape,
I think
for it.
95% of fish growth between the both of us happened in this year. Like
Oh yeah.
I feel like this year we've done all kinds of crazy things, which is I'm grateful we started the channel, all three of us together, because that's something you said about capturing for us to look at at a later point. But I feel like that's something that people might think is neat, and the things that we keep, things we're into, how
Hmm.
we are as people, and like people might just like watching what we what we have. I like watching what other people have.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I
That's
do too. And I said I kind of nerded out, once before on. Oh, I think on my last video of Newton, the flagtail, kind of nerded out a little bit because it's like I love having those conversations with other fish keepers and hearing about their journey. And some people have been in this for a long, long time, and old practices are still
very
very
common.
good. And it's a good way to go. And
Yeah.
that stuff's been around a long time for a reason.
Yep.
And there's other times where it's like cool new stuff comes out too that like
Catches
our
your
our
attention.
mixing valve situation for water changes.
That was
Like that
cool.
system,
That's smart.
that's
Like
cut
again,
hours.
this guy can do all kinds of stuff, but
I just
hours
had an
every so often
idea,
my time.
right? Had an
Yeah.
idea, and I'm like, "Hey, I could do that."
Yep.
And that's how all of this comes about.
Yep. And again,
This,
a lot of the stuff in my room, like my basement, it's more the fact that I want the thing. So it's how do we get it, and what do I got to do, basically. And then
mm-hmm.
I mean, this guy seriously has so much knowledge and all kinds of shit. But with different, what I mean, I know that I feel like, hey, what do I got to do realistically to make this happen? He helps me out, and I think that the three of us in this channel, I think when it comes to fish related things, obviously aside from us being family, but with fish related things, we can all complement each other
Yeah.
in different aspects. And I think that's neat that, Grady has different things from what I have. I have different things from what you
Yep.
have. Like, and I think that that's really important too, is us staying true to ourselves
Yeah, and I
and
think
who we are.
the cool part about all that, honestly, is like I dabble in a little bit of like nanofish stuff, but not like what Grady does.
Yeah,
And I don't dabble in the more aggressive, you know,
noxious things.
yeah, the things that for me it's
Yeah,
not a draw for me,
right.
but for you it is.
Yep.
And so like we have a like such a great, well-rounded, group of we covered almost everything.
Yeah.
Like I have axolotls,
Yeah.
or for your mom, but I
Yeah.
mean I take care
Yeah.
of them and
Again,
they're in
yeah,
my
it's
fish
still
room, and
something exactly. Yeah.
but yeah, it's the axolotls, the koi,
Yeah.
the pond stuff, the the 500-gallon community tank with the like Central American cichlid tank, and but I also have some Africans too, and I like the African tank too for very different reasons as well, and your African tank,
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Grady doesn't have any Africans; he doesn't have the room for that kind of stuff.
One day
So
you will. One day you will.
one day he will,
I mark.
and
Yeah, mark my words. Within this channel, someday Grady will end up having something cool. I guarantee it.
yeah, we
But
talked about a couple different options for future things, and we'll see how all that comes to be. But we're loving here,
yeah,
not necessarily location wise, in the country, but right. I mean, we'd rather be south. It'd be a lot easier on heating bills and stuff, and for the fish and things in the winter and all that stuff. But I love this house
yeah,
and the life that we have here and the family that we have here. It's phenomenal.
it is.
And I do love what we're doing with the channel too. Having these moments and talks, and maybe we'll do some of these as lives too.
Yeah, I know like that's something that we kind of talked about doing a little bit more, and I think once Grady's comfortable going, you know, Grady's working in with things. He's doing things at his pace, and that's cool. Grady does all of our editing, so whenever Grady wants to be on video, it's up to him. I know you guys want to see him. I want to see him on video,
Yeah,
but you know, he'll
he
do
was
that
kind of
when
working
in
up
due
to it.
time. Yeah,
Yeah, he was kind of working up to it, and you could
yep,
tell when I uploaded a video with no intro, no outro, no like any of the things,
nothing,
because I
nothing.
just figured, okay, yeah, I just won't burden him with it. I'll give it a try myself. But trust me, you guys can tell the difference.
Um, yeah, but yeah,
What can I do?
it's nuts just to see where everything's at, and kind of like again going back into like the fish realm of things. I've got all kinds of projects and all kinds of things that I have that haven't even talked about yet at all.
That's true.
I know you have plans that you and I've talked about that you haven't really talked about at all.
Hmm.
Um,
I had some stuff recently. I say recently. I probably got about a week or so, two ago, that I haven't put on the channel yet either,
yeah,
and just kind of wanted to grow them up a little bit and just see how they would acclimate. And
yeah, and a lot of that too is difficult because it's like I want to film, of course, but at the same time, my top concern is always my fish, or focusing on whatever I gotta do to make sure they get into their new home environment wherever as smoothly as possible.
mhm.
So it is difficult, but that is something that I am going to continue to try and work on. But I did get some new fish. I'm not going to say what, but those will be out in later videos, so keep an eye out for that. I know you got some things, Grady has some things going on,
Hmm.
so
Yeah, I still have some of Grady's stuff in that little grow out tank.
yep,
Well, quarantine tank that I kind of just set up quick with which I wasn't really prepared for that, but he wasn't ready to have them at the time. And so you have to quarantine stuff. I mean, if you do nothing else with this hobby, you really should quarantine stuff and water changes. I mean, those are like the two biggest things.
that's the two
You really have to.
that really having healthy, thriving fish.
Yeah. And not completely crash what you've taken so long and so much money and time and everything to build. You can crash that in an instant if you're not quarantining stuff. find problems before they get in your tanks.
Well,
But
that's
so I ended up doing I wanted to say I ended up doing a matin filter
okay.
in the tank, which I've seen the king of DIY, Joey Mullins. He did one that showcased how to do that and how to make the pipe and stuff to go up over. And I always thought, oh, okay, how much good can that really do? But I'll tell you what, I really like it.
Yeah.
I really like it. I threw it together as kind of a, hey, I needed something for right now,
Right.
and I really do like it a lot. And it just uses the air power.
Yeah.
The air power inside of a tube, blowing the bubbles down in the tube, and then they come up and out, and it pulls the water up from the back chamber and spills it over into the front, and it's all in the same tank. So it's just constantly filtering all the water through. It's really neat. And it's the first one I've ever done, and it's on a nano tank. It's a little 2 gallon or whatever quarantine tank, really. And I threw the heater in the back, and I don't know. The more I look at it, the more I really like it.
Yeah.
Like that's really neat. So maybe more of that to come too with filtration things. I do have a lot of canister filters and stuff, but that matin filter idea I thought was really neat.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something I think too that specific people like to see, which is again why I like the variety and how we all complement each other in different things.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I know like I like the filtration stuff too. Like I like obviously knowing enough about filtration. But you, on the other hand, he's like a filtration nerd, and I'm not even gonna lie, I'll say that. And that's okay because I mean that's cool. You know what I mean? That's what he likes. I dig it too. It's just that's more of his niche, and that's
Yeah.
there's a certain group of people, just like there's a certain group of people who like the bigger aggressive fish, such as myself. There's
Yep.
groupings within everything.
I
So
will. I will say that there is. I saw a video. I can't remember who put it out. It was like Aquarium Depot, I think, or something. And some of his stuff is hilarious. The way he does little voiceover things and stuff about, and he's like saying about there's so many types of fish people that you'll meet, right? And you have the scientific people, and you have the people who, uh, you know,
very much
you have to have
chasers.
the exact amount of size tank per inch of fish coverage, and and it's just there's all these things, and he said that there's the DIY people, the kind, right? The kind that could take an old, something and convert it into something amazing, thing, and you're just sitting back scratching your head like, well, what made you think of that,
Yep. Yep.
But I'm such a DIY person.
And
I
it
mean,
works.
all of this
Yeah.
is I've built, and primarily because I don't want to pay somebody to do it. I just can't stand doing it. If I know I can do it or I can figure it out, I don't want to pay somebody else to do it. So that's kind of where that leads into that. But the filtration stuff too has been, hey, I can make a sump.
Yeah.
I could make a overhead sump. I can make a filtration system trickle down tower. I can make all this stuff, and I have. And it's worked out great. I was going to try my hand at a canister filter. I was, but it would have been like a 5 gallon bucket with the pump in and all the media steps and everything else, and it would be somewhat pressurized. And I just didn't know how well a 5 gallon bucket was going to pressurize for like a span of a certain amount of time. And I just kind of not sure I was ready to risk that. But like this is all DIY stuff here, and I'm actually going to change the filtration in the upper box. That's all like bog filter gravel. The large rocks on the bottom. Well, large rocks with egg crate over top, and for flow, the water comes in and goes down to the bottom and spreads out, and then it goes up through all the rocks, and they get smaller and smaller as it gets up, more fine, and builds just an incredible amount of bio media in there, and then it spills out over into the planted stuff, which takes up a lot of the nitrates. And those plants, I just put in this year, maybe I want to say 3 months ago. I want to say it was probably in April, April or May, probably April, and oh, they've just taken off. I mean, just taken off. I got a clover in there that I never thought was gonna do that all that great, but it's spilling out over into the bottom pond now, and I love that too. But the change for that is is going to be removing all of the rock and then laying like stainless steel hangers in there, like rails. And on those rails, I got these from Timu, these brushes, these pond filter brushes.
Time out. Okay, if I can get it out. Timu things do work well for fish aquatic things. Read
Oh
the
yeah,
descriptions though. Read your descriptions.
yeah, and sizes. You have to
Yes.
convert a lot of them because they'll stay it in centimeters,
Yes.
which for the rest of the world
Yeah.
is fine. But for here in the States on our imperial system,
And I'm
it's you
not
got to
saying
convert it over to inch.
yeah. I'm not saying do a Timu fisherman either. I'm just saying some of the stuff isn't.
But we're not saying
It's
you
good.
can't either.
Yeah. I'm not saying
So maybe maybe a Timu tank. We don't know.
that.
We'll see how it
That'd be
goes.
wild. Could you imagine a Timu thing?
I've seen other guys do it.
That'd be a
Yeah,
cool series. Fucking,
yeah.
you can get
And
Brady.
just see how it goes.
You're gonna have to fix that, please.
So yeah, so we have that. Like I said, there's bottle brushes. They look like bottle brushes, but they're pond filter brushes, and they'll hang in there, and the water will just rush through it. And I've got so many of them. I've been buying them every time I see like a sale on them or something, or they have some crazy thing offer they give me for like a penny for this, and I'll get like a pack of them. So I just got 2 more packs in the other day. I got a pretty good pile. I dig all that out and change it out and put those bottle brushes in there, and then those are supposed to collect so much more media, or it's so much more media coverage than for the biomedia to grow biological filtration. Plus, then when they get really gummy and grimy, you can just pull the whole rack out and rinse them off or soak them or whatever and stick them back in, and then you're there. You go.
Yeah.
You can always keep like a row or two that you don't touch while the other ones are building the bacteria back up, and then rotate those back out.
Right.
So that way you don't crash your system. There's plenty of bio load on all the rocks that are in the pond anyway. But it's just one of those things that like I'm like, I mean, if you've ever looked at a pond filter, like, dude, I mean, it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Then if you want one with a pump and a waterfall feature and all these things that are like specific to, I mean, that's a 27-gallon tote
Yeah.
with some pipe fittings that I threw together, and it's been working great. This is 2 years now. It's been working great, and I do have a UV filter on that too that I got that on Amazon, but it's a pretty good size, tube UV filter, which keeps the algae down and bacteria down. But I looked into doing it with like a waterfall kit, and it was, I want to say it would have cost me like $2,700 to do it with the official pond
Stuff.
whatever, whatever the brand names are for that kind of thing. I'm like, I'm good. I think I'll just, and then again, with all the rocks you guys saw earlier around the pond, go to your local like quarry place, the landscaping rock places. That's ours is
Money
standard.
saving tip video. Maybe if you want to put the link in for that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be good.
A lot of money saving things here because I mean, anybody can get into it
Yeah.
and spend a boatload of money.
Yeah.
And you can have a great setup with that. But you can also do it for not so much money too, and still have a great setup.
Exactly. And I feel like too that's a lot of that to the point is where I'm at now. Like I've been able to reach a lot of my goals in more regards to the things that I always wanted fish wise. Like I have a lot of the things that I had my eyes on for years that are like, yeah, there's no way I can ever one day hack this fish, and then here we are, July 2025,
Yeah.
and I have handful of them in my basement right now.
Yep.
So
And one of mine was the video right before this one that
yeah,
with the flagtail portulatus.
yeah,
You know, I never thought I would be able to have something of that size or be able to keep something of that size. But
yeah, and it's just like,
here I am.
you know, I knew like even like for me first getting into it, you're like, holy crap, like there's no way I could ever do this, and then you know now I have 125 and up to 75s and a bunch
Yep.
of other stuff, so it's possible. You guys can make it work. Like it's not possible. Again, money saving tip video. Like there's ways that you can do things. Still have everything look great. Still have happy, healthy fish.
Yep.
And again, I've been able to reach a lot of the goals I've wanted to have fish wise, and a lot of that is due to him and Grady helping get stuff done. So with that getting said, PC and stuff built and taken care of by him.
Oh yeah.
So
Yep.
that's excited. We might do.
I'm pretty good at that too.
So
I'm pretty good at that too.
oh yeah, yeah.
I built mine. I built Grady's. I built yours.
Yep.
Uh, uh, you do have to talk to your fiance too, because I have that cost and build ready for her too. And then I have a couple guys at work that were asking me about building a couple. One of my friends, he just got all the parts together. I'll be building his next. But that's kind of, that tinkering stuff. That's fun for me. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And so when I get to create something that you know is, I think it's kind of amazing to see all that stuff come together, build it, and it powers on, and you got to do a little programming and stuff, but everything works. And it's just like
Crazy.
it's awesome. I love it.
Oh,
Just like sitting here.
yeah.
You know, I love it.
Really is.
Super relaxing.
And again, with all that being said, we don't have PCs now, so that'll make everything easier to the content sent from one another, files sent from one another, editing done and uploads. So that was kind of the main goal, at least for me, with wanting a PC. I only wanted it, you know, for YouTube purposes to make stuff work for you guys. Maybe that's the way to word it. To make it work easier for us, so we can put out better things for you guys. There we go.
Yeah, there we
Put it
go.
that way. But
There we go.
that's kind of the goal with that. So that's huge. Again, it's awesome that as a channel, we're growing as a family. That this our niche between the three of us is growing, and again, it's good time. All of us spend time together. So that's something that's really neat.
Yeah.
And
Look
everything's
forward to that
moving
too.
forward. Yeah, it's awesome. So I can't wait to see what happens. So yeah, I think that wraps up the pond.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, thank you for having me here at your lovely pond setting. And
Yeah. This is quite the view. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to grab that. I'm going to set it here, and we're going to rock back and forth with our viewers.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Some good footage.
Oh yeah.
So as you can tell, you got the waterfall flowing beautifully. And then we kind of did touch on that a little bit. Not sure if you can hear that in the video, but that's absolutely, I love that feature. It's such a calming and relaxing watching the water trickle.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, and it's very peaceful. Even over here too, even though the little waterfall over here is even neat to watch. Keep an eye on.
Yeah, and we'll have in the next probably hour or so the lights will kick on, and this is all lit up at night too, and it's really nice with the got a bunch of string lights, like the bulb up here, string lights going around, and there's some on the pavilion too, and I have a light in this swing stand hut, whatever this is. It's like a little pavilion in itself. It houses the Pawleys Island swing hammock swing, but I haven't yet wired that up yet, so it's on my list. And trust me, the list is long. there's so much stuff to do. I'm working on vehicles all week, and so
That's another thing too. Briefly touching on that, we're so grateful that you guys are as patient as you are because we are busy. Like honestly,
yeah,
I have two kids of my own. I know you have your own projects and things.
yep,
We,
full-time jobs.
yep, exactly. So Grady has his things. Grady works and he likes to invest a lot of time in his lady, and you know that's what makes him happy. So that's all that matters. And he does do a lot of fishing, of course, but outside of that, he likes going to races and hanging out with his buddies, and
Yeah,
you know,
there's
so
a lot of life to be lived, and it's happening too. And I know Garrett and I are really trying to make sure that we can get the content out for you guys that keeps you active and engaged and following along.
and even if you want to touch on that too quick, um, I seen we had a comment from one of our viewers today. I'm not gonna throw him out there directly, but he said something about again about coming to seeing what he has and stuff like that. And I think that'd be cool within the area,
Yep.
seeing what other people have. But
Was that another one besides the one in
same game.
same guy? Yeah, I did see that, and I touched on that on the end of the last video I had with
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
But it's a matter of getting our schedules down, and which we did talk about.
hard.
We did talk about, and you guys should notice more of a trend coming shortly, where certain days of the week there'll be a little bit more like video content, and other days of the week there'll be more like shorts content, and we'll be doing our together thing,
Yep.
every week,
Yep.
unless there's some like major scheduling conflict or something like that. But we're going to try and make sure that it happens every week.
Yeah.
And
Staying true to our roots. That's
right,
important.
right, it is. It's important, and I think we're doing a really good job with it. And we'll get the schedule going,
Yep.
and then we'll let everybody know ahead of time, like a week or so ahead of time, if we're going to do a live at a channel member's fish room, or we'll showcase a store or a trip somewhere. And we'll try and get yeah, if we can plan it out well enough. A lot of times we just like
it's been hard. It is
difficult. Sometimes we don't plan those out so good, but
we're trying, guys. We're trying.
But yeah, we wanted to showcase this a little bit. That there's more to it. And here it's summertime. There's more to it than just the glass boxes we have downstairs and our respective houses and things we have going on there. But there's also outdoor ponds, and people do tubs in the summertime too. Summer tubbing that they grow a lot of, and you can grow your fish out really quickly in that too.
It's kind of something I really haven't thought about potentially even the next summer. Obviously not as vast of a scale, but potentially even like a little pond setup. But again, that's all for later dates.
Yeah. But we hope you guys like it, enjoy the content, like, subscribe, comment. We read the comments, every one of them, and we appreciate them. And if we have questions and things from you guys, we'll answer them in the next videos.
Yep, that'd be awesome. So thank you guys so much.
Yep.
Thanks for joining. This is Garrett and Pops.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night.
Yeah, here we are a little bit later. Just wanted to show all the lights are on. Get some lightning bugs going. And then the dock, a little walkway put together with some skids, and then burnt the top to seal them. This is the view then in the evening time. Still a little bit of light out, but when it gets really dark, this is still nice and lit up, and you can see the fish and frogs and everything carrying on. That's what it is. Just wanted you guys to be able to see it. Hey everybody, this is Grady from Third Gen Aquatics. Just wanted to come on here and give the video a well-rounded ending. Both clips towards the end didn't really have a straightforward ending, so just want to come on here and do that for you. And I just wanted to come on here also and apologize for Garrett's microphone not being on. I know it's going to be a little bit hard to hear him the whole video.
And also just want to say thank you guys for always watching and subscribing and give us your feedback in the comments. So just want to say thank you from all three of us. If there's anything you guys want to see in the videos or want to see done, or a special series or a special video, let us know in the comments, and we'll definitely probably put a fast forward on that. So just want to say thank you guys. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.